Hello. Good morning. Hi, loves. Oh, I'm so happy to be popping back in here. I have had so many downloads about stuff that I want to share with you. And for those of you who took the survey, thank you so much. It really helps me to help you. And what I love seeing is that there's for sure there is a wave. There's like a tidal wave of where most at least the women in this group and the women in my community are, which is like really on the precipice of using your voice and really wanting, like, the most important thing being to be of authentic service, living authentically and being of authentic service. So I figured I would pop in here and share a few gems with you on this Tuesday morning. I wasn't even planning to do this at all. I actually literally just sat down. I'm hosting a free class tomorrow. It's like a online class on sacred beauty and authentic power. I'll pop the link in here. But I sat down to work on some of the notes for that. And then you guys just pulled me in. It was like, no, you got to pop into the group. You got to talk about this conversation that I was like having in my head. Not to do as much with the class, a little bit to do with the class, but yeah, always to do with the class. So, okay, let's just dive in. Here's what happens. I work with a lot of women who really want to change the world. Like, they want to make an incredible impact, and they care really deeply, and they've been working on themselves for a long time. Long time is relative, right? That's funny. But it's just that they're committed to the path, and they really want to be of service. And a lot of times when I ask, like, what do you want? I'll hear, I really want to have women understand that, they can be like about their bodies or their sexuality, or I really want women to understand, and then fill in the blank, right? So the woman I'm talking to is wanting to have women understand, fill in the blank. But what's happening is she's not fully embodying that. So, and that's okay. That's part of the teacher's journey. Often part of the teacher's journey is we get to teach what we get to become. So we set on the path of learning, and then we pass on the learnings. Hi, if you're here, say hi. I can't tell who's here, just FYI. Or I would say hi to you. So here's the thing. Whatever you want to create, whatever impact you want to have, and whatever service you're wanting to be of, the most important thing to recognize is, I can see hearts and likes, but I still can't see the faces. Bummer. Oh well, I don't know who's here, but thank you for being here, and I'm glad you're here. So whatever service you're wanting to be of, whatever difference you're wanting to make, hi Rena, the most important thing is to find out what's in it for you. And I know this might sound a little bit backwards. Hi Martina. It might sound a little bit backwards. Like, if you want to change the world, if you want to impact women in this way or in that way, or men and women or children, I want you to find out what's in it for you. And this might feel backwards, it might feel selfish, but it's selfish and it's not. Like, it's really, the reason I want you to find out what's in it for you is because I want you to tune in to the part of you, like part of your evolution that is driving this, that is not from the ego thinking that if I can give this to others, then I will be fulfilled. So what is in it for you? What do you want to do? So like right now, if there's a piece of authentic service that you're really wanting to claim, an authentic living that you're wanting to have, and if you've been focusing it externally, like, I really want to make a difference for this group of people or that group of people, tune in right now and say, what's in it for you? So when I say what's in it for you, it's like, I want to know how this is critical for you, because making a difference and being in leadership, especially authentic service and leadership, is not an easy path. It's a challenging path with a lot of initiations. So as you're setting on the path to fulfill this service and this mission, there's going to be a lot of initiations. And if all that you have put as your reason why is everybody else and you making a difference for other people, guess what? When shit gets hard, you're going to revert back. If it's about bringing the divine feminine leadership to the world, that's not going to push you through the hard times. Because when it's time to go get a job, you'll go get a job. Like, So I want you to know the thing that's actually going to have you move through the initiations, move through the fire, and become more of what the embodiment of what you're teaching, not just like the teacher of what you're teaching, right? Is to know what's in it for you. So if you're teaching divine feminine leadership, why? Like, it can't be just because the world needs it. Who do you get to become in this process? Who do you get to become when that vision is fulfilled? What limiting belief has released and resolved? What part of you that did not know her worth or did not know her impact or didn't know the impact of her voice, what part got healed? Right? That's what I want you to focus on. Like, what's in it for you? So like I've had this conversation with to fill the deep void we have. The deep void we have? You mean the deep void you have to feel whole for you? I'm answering Rena's questions here. So it's got to be about you filling what's in you, like coming into an experience of wholeness to yourself, because you can't teach wholeness if you're not experiencing wholeness. So, a lot of times, like, I mean, I'll talk to people who've been teaching and coaching and mentoring in various fields for years, like senior of me in their years and in some ways in their experience, although I started very young. And then when I asked them, like, why do you want to do it? It's like they've completely forgotten what's in it for them. And when we bring them back to what's in it for them, they're like, right, this is mine. Because when it's your own healing at stake, when it's your own evolution at stake, and and you're already on a path, then I know you are not going to turn away from your own evolution. But as long as it's about saving somebody else or saving the world, guess what? When it gets hard, those initiations, those moments of fire, you're going to go back to the easy choices. You're going to take the pressure off. Nobody likes pressure. Nobody likes like fiery initiations, right? Maybe in hindsight, but nobody likes going through them. So the thing that's going to get you through them is to know what part of your own evolution is at stake. So like when the webinar's tomorrow, love. It's tomorrow. I'll put in the link here. So when I do the work that I do, here's the thing. Every time like there's a bigger vision, right? Every time like I'm calling in, like tomorrow, actually with the webinar, the doors to this next program, my signature program, are going to open, and I've been energetically calling in the sisters that are ready, and it's like every time it's an up leveling of the women. Like really, I'm calling in like the powerful change makers. Like, come on, like you're ready to embody divine feminine in your leadership and in your impact. Come, like, and I'm just like calling them in. But guess what? This isn't about just them. I mean, that's just a small part of it. This is about me. It's my own liberation. It's that when I get to teach those sisters and hold for them and play with them, I'm the one being liberated in the process. Do you understand? I am the one who's standing in the knowing of who I am and the ownership of my gifts and the many, many years of integrated work. Because it's my own healing that's at stake. It's always my own healing that's at stake. And then it's like, we get to share, right? We evolve, we heal, we integrate, we get to share. So I really hope that this is driving home. I mean, I've taken so many people through this piece of their why is just being the most foundational thing if you're setting forward on a path of making a difference in authentic service. Like we had a woman in the last Beauty Unleashed program. She really, she is in the healing industry, and she also really wanted to be teaching Nia, which is a form of sort of like shamanic, earthy, feminine movement, but she wasn't doing it. And she kept saying the reason she wanted to be doing it was to impact the women to understand the power of Nia, except she wasn't embodying it. She wasn't practicing the Nia. She wasn't stepping into teaching it. And ultimately, I mean, now she's actually fully teaching, but before, she was like in this place of not being fully at home in herself and in her body, but she was wanting to teach that. So we had to get her to a place of understanding this is not about them. This is completely about you. This is your journey of liberation. This is your journey of coming home. This is your journey of unplugging from all those moments where your father thought you were silly when you were dancing or whatever, right? There's all these moments that create these things in our mind. So whatever you're wanting, don't sugarcoat it. Don't spiritual bypass it. Don't say, because I know I'm like, a badass. Don't do that. Even if you know, there's probably another level of you knowing for you, because I know there is for me, right? Every time that I deepen in my service, and don't get me wrong, there is so much love that comes through my work. Like, I love the people that I work with. I love everyone that I even explore a conversation with deeply. And I'm always in divine surrender of, well, show me, dear God, like, show me who I'm meant to work with. And it's my own healing. It's my own healing, whether it's like the little girl that needed to be healed for knowing that, you know, she would have her needs met at one point, or whether now it's like the teacher just really owning, you know, her experience and the mastery of the things that I have mastery over. But that's for me. So I'm being really transparent with you so that you understand the key to authentic service and moving through those fiery initiations is to get really clear. And you know what? Don't even take action until you're clear on that freaking why. Because I see so many people start, they launch websites, they write programs, and guess what? As soon as it gets hard, they give it up. They give it up because that piece isn't there. The personal why isn't there. The why is to save the world. You know, the rise of the feminine, but it's not connected to the rise of the feminine, like the woman who was talking about the work. So I just really hope that this is going in. And the piece about if you really evolve quickly, because I evolve so quickly, is to that there is a way to stay present. So one of the things is if we evolve really quickly, that evolution could be sort of like, it could be in the spiritual realms and the mystical realms, or it could also be integrated into the physical realm. So one of the ways that you integrate it into the physical realm is, let's say like you're living a life that you once dreamed of, right? Like I would say like about 1.5 years ago, I was having this experience. I was living the life that I once dreamed of. Like I once dreamed of working with amazing women around the world and having this and having that and having my own business and making enough money and all of this. I once dreamed of all of that. And yet there was a moment where I knew there was another, I could feel my own evolution. Like I was like, oh, like, but there's this like future me and I can feel her and she's pulling me. And the temptation was to want to abandon everything that I had created. But what's incredibly powerful is if you can stay engaged with your current creation so that you're bound to the physical world while also knowing that there is a future self that's pulling you forward. And then being in anticipation, like joyful anticipation of what's coming. So this is really key as well. Like if you've been in mama mode for a long time, right? If you've been in mama mode for a long time and you're wanting to shift, one of those things is like, you can be in the creation of what you've created as a mama, but you can also feel with joyful anticipation that you are now integrating more of your leader self with your mama self, like in the world, out in the world. So you can feel both, right? And as quickly as you evolve, that quickly you can do this. Like I have to do this, I would say about every 9 months I get like a massive upgrade, you know, like in consciousness, in teachings, in my life, in the types of people that I work with and the types of friends that I have. So like everything. And I used to think that I had to throw all of the old out. And now I really understand that it's by staying engaged with what I've created, I get to be present to my power to create, look what I created, right? While in joyful anticipation of what's coming. So I know I said a lot, but it's really important. I would say if you are interested in being of service and in authentic living and authentic leadership and service, know your why. Sit down with a girlfriend. Don't move forward. Do not freaking move forward without having it. And then once you have it, one of my personal practices is having a song that really helps me to know it and embody it. So when I know my deepest why in any given moment of like evolution or service or leadership, then I find a song that like really alivens the emotion of that for me in my body. And I just like dance to it like every day until that piece, you know, is kind of integrated and transmuted or whatever needed to happen. So anyway, I hope this was helpful to you. I'm trying to see what this says here. The why change during time. I don't understand. I don't understand that question, Martina, if you're still here. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to share that, and then I'll put a link for the class for tomorrow if you guys want to come. And then I'm in the meantime really trying to find out what would be of the highest service to you, like, you know. But if you come to the class tomorrow, you'll learn a lot. So anyway, sending you guys so much love. And just wanting you to know that there is a pathway to growth and expansion that is not you fixing yourself. That is really absolutely you celebrating yourself every step of the way. And so that's what I'm interested in. It's kind of like the theory of pleasure heals trauma, right? It's like celebration first and then the deep work after. So this is what I want all of us to know, so that we can stop coming from a place of I'm not enough, and on top of I'm not feeling not enough, trying to then be some like savior to the world, right? And to ourselves. Versus if we can celebrate ourselves first, understand and see our majesty in a profound, profound way, like authentically down to the bone, and be in that celebration with others, then from that place we can do the healing work, because it's just now like has a completely different flavor to it. Yeah. So sending you guys love. Have a beautiful day. I'm going to go back and finish my notes for tomorrow's class. Okay, bye.